Hey folks, it is Tuesday, October 13th. It's Rod with Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. In today's video, we're going to discuss Apple's iPhone 12 event, and we'll do a quick stimulus update and also some new developments regarding Johnson & Johnson's trials being paused due to an unexplained sickness. And behind me is the lake where I'm staying at, currently touring Vancouver Island and staying in Nanaimo, BC, and having an absolute blast. So stick around and we'll jump right into it. All right, welcome back. A little less windy inside. It's absolutely crazy here today. I think the gusts are about 80, 90 kilometer winds, so extremely windy here today, but absolutely loving Vancouver Island. It's absolutely beautiful. If you haven't checked out beautiful British Columbia, I highly recommend doing so. So in today's video, we're going to discuss a few news articles. So first on the list, we did have Johnson & Johnson's news saying that they were halting their trials due to an unexplained illness. And this isn't the first time that this has happened. And another reminder why these companies are feeling the pressure of the time constraint, right? So everybody's under pressure trying to race to a cure, and it's popping up all of these unforeseen issues along the way. And we also saw that Eli Lilly's trial was also paused from the US over safety concerns. So again, these are the things we have to be aware of when the government is trying to get these companies to expedite things and race to a potential cure in record time. So these are probably things that I think will continue to stem and to pop up as time goes on. But we did see that we did have a stimulus update today. So Trump had offered Pelosi 1.8 trillion as opposed to their offer of 2.2 trillion. But it wasn't just the figure that was off that the Democrats did not like. They basically said that it was just kicking the can down the road. It wasn't so much the figure, it was the way that Trump had proposed it, and that it left too many unanswered questions and left too much power in Trump's hands and in the hands of the Republicans alike. So that's basically where we're at on the stimulus. We'll see if there's any development over the rest of the week, but as of right now, talks are still stalled. And next on the list, we had the Apple event from today, which was fairly disappointing. I tuned into it and didn't really find it that moving. A lot of the features that came out were, already expected. There wasn't anything that they announced that we weren't already expecting. And the HomePod Mini, basically the new smart speaker for $100, they're going to be allowing pre-orders for that very, very soon. So 5G obviously coming to the iPhone, which we knew, and they came out with 5G on all of their new devices. They also have the iPhone Mini, which is quite a bit smaller and still has 5G, but just a different form factor. But you can check out this article or check out the event directly on Apple's website or on YouTube if you want to check that out. Next on the list, we did have the EU tariffs. So they won a case to place $4 billion worth of US goods in aircraft spat. So EU wins right to impose tariffs on $4 billion in US goods in retaliation of subsidies granted to Boeing. And development could stoke transatlantic trade tensions just weeks before the election in the US. And we also had Amazon Prime Day taking place today and tomorrow. And there was an article here, it was pretty moving. It's life and death, Amazon Prime Day protests planned across the US. I found this interesting. So a lot of the workers in the warehouse, they're basically protesting, saying that the event is adding to more uncertainties and just, people being paranoid over the working conditions and the air pollution. So we're seeing employees starting to protest all over the nation. And this is just after 2 weeks after the company announced that nearly 20,000 frontline workers had been contracted the sickness. So it's definitely interesting to see that their employees are also taking a stand. And personally, I'm trying my best not to support companies like Amazon anymore, because I personally think that they have too much of a monopoly. We see that the US government and Congress is trying to crack down on the power that big tech has. Whether or not it's going to happen, I'm not sure on that. Let me know in the comments below what you think is going to happen, if they can break them up or if big tech is just fine. But personally, I'm trying not to support Apple. I'm trying not to support Amazon. And sorry to all the Amazon and Apple shareholders out there, but personally, I'd rather shop local, support local, and do everything that I can not to shop on Amazon. I can't remember the last time that I did purchase something on there, because like I said, I'm just trying to look out for small business, because that is the backbone of the economy, and they're hurting really, really bad right now. And I know that they can use it more than ever. So I'm taking my hard-earned dollars and supporting it into local businesses. We also saw that today Saudi Aramco, BlackRock, and others are discussing a deal worth over $10 billion. So as the oil industry and the energy sector continues to struggle, not surprising that we're starting to see some deal and talks in that space start to flare up. So we'll see if there's any development on that. And also just wanted to share with you folks that you can look now on TradingView. They have the charts for Biden and the polls for Biden and Trump. So if you just search Trump or Biden, you can check out the election results on TradingView, which I thought was pretty cool. So taking a look at some charts, I wanted to highlight first and foremost that the gold chart is back into the descending triangle pattern. So you can see I drew it on the weekly, and I used the real body candle. So if you draw the descending triangle here, we're well below that resistance and back within that pattern. And generally, this is a bearish pattern that breaks to the downside more often than not, as per classical technical analysis theory. But as you can see, we are well below the resistance line, back in that pattern, and could potentially tighten up for the next few weeks, again into the election. This is the most important chart for me, honestly, right now. And just slowly accumulating short position in SPY and QQQ. I made a ton of money on the last short on SPY at the all-time high of 358, and looking to do it again. We also saw that bets against the NASDAQ are at an all-time high, or sorry, it's the highest it's been in a decade. So we're starting to see more and more investors believe that these types of stocks and big tech is overvalued. So we'll continue to monitor this, but like I said, the most important thing for me right now is the gold chart and whether or not we break to the downside, because if we lose the support here and we break out of this triangle bearish, then there's no weekly support down until the 1670 level. And personally, I'm looking to load up on a bear break of this pattern, and I will look to load up on metals and also start to build a position in stocks, as right now I just think that everything is extremely overvalued and we're due for a correction. We saw a huge bounce in SPY yesterday with Canada having a holiday for Thanksgiving. So that's why I didn't get a video yesterday if you were expecting one. But you can see SPY, we had 3 gap ups opens. We haven't had a daily high or low. We didn't break the low of yesterday, which was 349.06. Today we hit a low of 349.09. So essentially a double bottom there and forming a lower wick. So we'll see how much of a bounce the bulls can get here into the end of the day. We got about 15 minutes left in the trading day. But zooming up into the 5-minute, we had a huge bounce here after setting a new low of the day. And we did change the 5-minute trend as well here with a higher low and higher high. So we are in a 5-minute uptrend. If we zoom out to the 15-minute, we still haven't changed the 15-minute trend. So bulls will look to form a 15-minute higher low on any pullback here. Just some healthy consolidation on the 15-minute chart as bulls look to change each time frame, starting with the 15-minute. Taking a look at QQQ. So QQQ Also saw a huge day yesterday, gap up and almost tested the all-time highs. All-time highs 303, and we hit a high of 297.46. So not far off, probably 1% or so. 2% away from all-time high. Again, haven't formed a daily high or low from all the way back here at the low of 274.25. So on any pullback, we'll just be looking for that daily high or low. And safe to say that we will have some people looking to buy that dip. So taking a look at the hourly chart, could be a potential head and shoulders forming here on the hourly as well. So monitoring that pattern into the end of the day. Apple had its event today. We saw a sell-off in the morning and a negative reaction to the Johnson & Johnson trials pausing. We also saw a sell-off start to accelerate once the event kicked off. And personally, I think it was more of a sell the news event. They didn't really introduce anything new that people weren't already expecting. So that's likely why we saw a dip in Apple. And like I said, I've tuned into the event and it just wasn't really anything super interesting or anything that we didn't already know heading into the event. And we saw that yesterday, cannabis stocks saw a huge move to the upside, and today down about 5–10% on most of the names across the board, and potentially just looking to set a daily high or low. I would like to enter, I sold most of my position in Canopy last week and looking to reload on a daily high or low. As you can see, we haven't formed one from all the way back here at $13 to $14 range. And that's pretty much all I had for you guys today. Won't dive into any individual charts. Other than that, we're basically just looking at stimulus talks for direction and whether or not we see more stimulus before the election. We'll continue to monitor the descending triangle on gold. Other than that, that's pretty much all I had for you guys today. I'll try to get a video out tomorrow. I am traveling though, so if I don't get one out tomorrow, we shall reconvene with you guys on Thursday. Have a great day, everyone, and take care.